First up, researchers are finding out that coronavirus arrived in the United States a lot earlier than we thought. Officials in California have discovered that their first corona deaths actually happened in early February, weeks before the first US case was officially diagnosed. And a new data analysis shows that tens of thousands of hidden infections were just silently spreading through American cities in January and February. So basically every day, we're still learning more and more about this coronavirus. I'm sure eventually we're going to get through its whole origin story. You know, it'll be like with the Joker, where we're all going to be like, oh, he's evil because he has to walk up those stairs every day. It makes sense. But this is big news. If more people have been infected by the coronavirus than we thought, then that means more people have survived the coronavirus than we originally thought, which means the lockdowns don't help because we weren't locked down and the people didn't die, except that they did die and we didn't know that they were dying. And now that they're not dying, that means that the lockdowns are helping. So all we need is herd immunity tracing programs that isolate the antibodies and we should be fine. Now, I don't know what any of that means, but I read a lot of this on Twitter. In other news, the coronavirus has been shutting down events all over the world. From sporting events, to concerts, to that big Illuminati meeting that was scheduled for the weekend of the at next to the Denny's on Route 9. And now, Corona has even come for the National Spelling Bee. Yeah, that's right. They announced that the spelling bee has officially been C-A-N-S-C, no, not C-E-L-D. The point is, the spelling bee is not happening this year. And I'm not going to lie, I feel so bad for these kids who have been training their whole lives for this, and now it's all for nothing. Because, let's be honest, aside from winning this competition, there's no other use for knowing how to spell difficult words.
Oh my God, I think I'm having a heart attack. Can anybody help?
No, but I can spell defibrillator. D-E. Now, if these spelling bee kids were planning to drown their sorrows, I've got some more bad news. Germany has cancelled Oktoberfest. Partially because of coronavirus, and partially because you can't celebrate Oktoberfest when no one knows what month it is anymore. Do you know? Because I don't know. And this is huge, because it's the first time Oktoberfest has been cancelled since World War II. And it's actually nice. It's actually nice that the Germans had the decency to cancel it during World War II, because I mean, otherwise that would have just been rude. Und now we invade France! But for real though, man, this is a big blow for Germany, because Oktoberfest is not just a big cultural event, it's the one time a year that Germans actually have fun. You know, the rest of the year they bottle it up. Yeah, they'll be on roller coasters like, here comes the loop-de-loop part. Woo, woo. All right, that's it for the headlines. Let's get straight to the big story. Ever since coronavirus started, nothing has been the same. Policing is not the same. Relationships are not the same. Getting drunk at 10 a.m. is not the same. I mean, it's way less exciting if everyone's doing it now. But there's one thing that's remained surprisingly constant. And that's been the chaos within the Trump administration. Because where most administrations would be galvanized by an external threat, this White House seems to think of chaos as an essential service that they need to keep providing. And yesterday, it all spilled out into the open, starting with a bombshell. The scientist in charge of the government's efforts to make a coronavirus vaccine suddenly got fired with no explanation. Now, he says it's because he disagreed with President Trump about pushing hydrochloroquine as a miracle drug, right? But then, some people who worked with him said actually he was fired because he wasn't good at his job and he was working too slowly. And I'm sorry, people, but this is insane. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and Trump's people are squabbling like they're on an Andy Cohen reunion show. And to make things even worse, when President Trump was asked why the guy in charge of finding a vaccine was fired, this is how he responded.
I never heard of him. You just mentioned the name. I never heard of him. When did this happen?
This happened today.
Well, I never heard of him. If the guy says he was pushed out of a job, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. You'd have to hear the other side. I don't know who he is.
That's right. Trump has never heard of the guy in charge of finding a vaccine. And you know what, to be honest, part of me is not surprised. Sir, would you like to meet the scientist who's in charge of finding the vaccine?
A scientist? Ew, gross. I'd rather meet Eric.